So then doing digital marketing, you must have learned a lot in the last 10 or so years.
Oh, yeah.
Right. So there's a lot of people that's doing marketing right now, whether it's SEO, Facebook, or Google. So for someone that's running their campaigns right now, what are some of those biggest glaring mistakes you see on people doing digital marketing?
So I see, because back in the day, we used to be able to do all kinds of stuff and crush it.
Well, there was no cost. You can learn at almost no cost.
Yeah, and you can do. It was just cool. And now there's a lot more competition, and the algorithms are way more sophisticated.
Yeah.
Some of the biggest mistakes I see with people fresh in the space trying to do their own marketing is not being direct. Like if you're trying to get someone that wants to sell their house fast, say that in your ad. Don't ask them how much to find out how much your house is worth.
Yeah. Well, I figured that out pretty quick.
Yeah.
So I talk about like my journey of going from realtor to wholesaler and so on, right? And so I'm a realtor and I'm trying to get leads for listings.
Right.
So I was like, find out what your house is worth for your appraisal. I think I bought like freephoenixappraisal.com or something along those lines. I registered one of those domains some time ago. And I spent all this money, not a ton back then, but 15 years ago, it wasn't that expensive to test. But I was like, these leads suck. Like finding out what my house is worth and this and that, like it wasn't turning into anything. And it just so happened I do, sell my house fast, buy my house. It's like, oh,
yep.
These keywords, these ads, this message resonates because they need to take action today.
Right.
Yeah.
And the difference between someone that wants to sell their house, like in a Google search, sell my house versus sell my house fast is huge.
Right.
Like it's the difference between a top dollar or someone that's got a hoarder house.
Right.
So it's like you just got to really, really, really focus. Like,
so be super direct, almost like you're shaking them, like you're grabbing their attention really hard.
Right. Yeah, you grab their attention hard, and then I look at the website like the disqualifier. Like make it hard for them to submit forms. Like everyone's like, no, I want the cheapest leads, I want the most leads, I want to make it easy, short forms.
Yeah.
Make multi-step forms, things like that, to disqualify them. Unless like if you're a realtor too, you might want some of this because if they want top dollar, you can do something with them. Like I'm not a realtor, so I can't do anything with them.
Right.
There's waste.
Yeah. So make it harder for them. And again, I'm just going back to my experience. I apologize to you guys, but I'm just speaking from my own anecdotal experience here. What we used to do, because remember when Facebook for a very, very short period of time, they might still do it, we just don't do it anymore, was that they could just opt in, right? They saw an ad and they just pre-populated their Facebook information.
You can still do that too.
You can still do that. Well, we decided not to do that thing.
Yeah.
All right. Because like it was pre-populated, first name, last name, whatever phone number and email address they use to log in to Facebook or register with Facebook.
The one they set up 10 years ago.
Right.
Yep.
That's the one. And so they could just click opt in.
Yep.
And we jump on it, right? Speed the lead. And we call them. Hey, Bryan, this is Steve. You just filled out a form on Facebook. But no, I didn't. Like, click on the email. No, clearly.
Right.
You clearly did, right? You couldn't say that to a prospect. But like the first time, like that's really weird. Second and third time, this is an odd pattern. After about 10 times, like, oh, they're on so autopilot that because they didn't type anything in, they don't even remember filling in a form.
Yep.
Yeah. So, all right. So you got to make it at least a little challenging to fill out the information. So what does that mean challenging though?
Well, first, if you think about that, so think about from the user's experience. They see an ad of a house. Like, let's talk about the lead forms like you're talking about. They click it, it puts in their information and they're done. They don't know you're an investor. They don't know anything. They just saw an image, right? So what I prefer to do is even if you're running on Facebook, you can run. I'm going to take a step back. Facebook will give you what you want. So if you tell Facebook, give me likes, they know, and their algorithm's so smart, they know who's going to like your stuff and do nothing else.
Really?
Or if you say, I want traffic, they know they'll be able to put it in front of people and find those people. So you want to choose an objective that says lead. Like I want people to go to our website and fill out a form.
See, I didn't realize that. So that's pretty cool. Good to know. Because I was like, I mean, they're going to like it. Shouldn't they also? But you're saying they're going to put it in front of people who have different tendencies.
Right. Because the algorithms are so smart. They know, like Facebook knows everything you're doing. And same with Google, because there's something called a Facebook pixel. It's code that's on every website basically out there. So they can see your browsing even off the platform. Yeah. So if you're looking for shoes, you're going to see shoes in your Facebook feed. Like me, I'm not going to see dresses. My wife will. I won't. Everything's like really tailored to you. So that's kind of how the algorithms work. So they can show you stuff, but they also know who's looking to sell their house because they can see what websites you're on and deliver those ads to you.
Yeah.
For the experience. So yeah, that's kind of.
If you enjoyed that clip, make sure you hit the subscribe button so you never miss an upload.